Good day everyone, welcome to today's video. Today it's a bit of a twist. Not only is it going to, well in fact I'm not going to do the spade impressions because it's technically not done yet. I've only got a couple of things left to do on this plane, but I've recently been flying the P-63s in the American tree. Specifically the 810 variant, and obviously you can see in my hangar there I have the C5 left to do. I've been flying the P-63 since yesterday morning. On and off, obviously, doing my assignments and all that. And I've got a spare few minutes because I've just finished my first assignment. And I thought, well, I'm going to do a bit of a guide video. This doesn't occur as much anymore, but I do still see American pilots making a lot of mistakes. Chief among which is they misuse their energy. And I thought, what better way to do it than to show what I had to do to deal with an A6M3. Now, there was a crybaby in this battle in a SB2C4 who thinks the whole world revolves around him. No, it doesn't, buddy. I cannot, well, in fact, I was never going to drop my altitude just to deal with an A6M5 on the deck. When it's an A6M3 at above 10,000 feet, which could just shred us all if it wanted to. But I see a lot of American pilots making mistakes, and it's just, these are some great planes. It's just I see a lot of people flying them wrong. I see them using them as turn fires. I see them using them as ground pounders, for example, with a P-47. And it is just completely wrong. These planes are entirely capable if you let them do what they need to do. And if you fly them correctly. So I thought, what better way to show it off than to use one of the most common American planes, the P-63A10, well, and their respective variants, obviously the C5 and the A5. And I thought I'd show you guys how to fly American planes for the most part. Obviously, it's not going to apply to every single American plane, but for the most part, it is. Now, the key factor to consider over American aircraft is American aircraft tend to be faster than most of their counterparts that they will meet at their battle ratings. This obviously comes into effect at higher altitudes and things like that, and obviously you're going to want to utilize that speed because obviously you're not as maneuverable as Japanese planes, and some German planes will even outturn you. With the P-63, however, you are quite maneuverable. The King Cobra was renowned for its good maneuverability. And the main thing to consider here is, yes, you can turn fight 109s and win, but what if it's an A6M3? What if I'd have turn fight this A6M3 in this battle? I'd have been shredded. He would have got me like a fish. But I'm going to show you exactly how to fly it properly, because I see far too many American pilots getting, well, let's just say they make a lot of mistakes, and I hate seeing American fighters get shot down because of stupid mistakes. And it's just saddening because these are some amazing planes, people. I'm not even joking, these are amazing. But I just see so many people flying them wrong, and it's just such a crime. Anyway, less about that, obviously. And we shall jump into the actual battle itself. So, this battle took place not too long ago, at the time of this recording, and I thought, well, this is the perfect example of showing American pilots what to do. Now, this is a mixed battle. It's obviously Germans and the Japanese versus the Americans, the British, and the Russians. Now, the person you're going to want to look out for being the crybaby is El Frico. Don't worry about him, I'll show him off when the time comes. But for the meantime, I'm going to keep this guide nice and short. So we're going to jump to 8 times speed. And just get to it, because, well, there's no point me letting you guys watch a King Cobra climb. You need altitude in a King Cobra. That's just common sense. in pretty much every American aircraft, you need altitude. Now we started off by noticing a lot of Japanese planes up high, such as that Ki-43-2. This Bf-110, there's a J-2M just over there, and there's an A6M5 over to the left. Now most of the enemy team has already died, but we are starting to lose planes. We've just lost a couple. I think we just lost a Helldiver. Yes, we've just lost the Helldiver over to the right. That's just been shredded by that A6M3. You're going to see him later. And also, there's some sort of a guide onto when to shoot and when not to shoot, because I see far too many kill stealing occurring in RB, and it's very annoying when you're spading. And this is a prime example. So obviously I'm diving on this Bf-110G. I'm looking around because I saw a dot on my minimap, and there's the Mustang Mark 1. Now, key factor here. He has engaged him first. Now just watch what the 110's doing. The 110 is now flat spinning, and I apologise for any wind noise. I've got the windows open again. The 110 is flat spinning because he has no elevator. For some reason he's carrying bombs, don't know why. But at this point, 99.9% of players would have pulled the trigger and blown this guy out of the sky. Me though? Did pull the trigger, but I didn't hit because I misjudged his angle. But the second I saw him flat spinning after that, held my fire. And I'm not gonna loop over and dive back down on him, because that 110 is already dead. He just doesn't know it yet. And besides, he's a level 9 and a Bf-110 G2. He shouldn't even be in this battle, in my personal opinion. Now here comes the important factor. We have Chico Bazooka in his A6M3. And this guy caused a bit of a problem for our team. Obviously the J2M has caused a bit of a problem. The A6M5 is, I believe, he's just gotten his third kill on an SB2C. And there he goes. But notice how I did not reverse back for that PF-110. I noticed the A6M3 and I immediately stuck the nose up using the speed that I gained in the dive on the 110G. Obviously the 110G has just died. Now I am at low speed here, and this is normally a killer for American pilots. They always let the speed drop too low by turn fighting and things like that. I was at low speed because of the climb of angle. But watch what I do here. This zero goes up. I fire a brief burst of the 50 cals and the 37, and the second I see him turning, I drop the nose slightly, I whip, and that A6M3 will never catch me. You'll be surprised at how many American pilots I've seen turn into the A6M3 and subsequently get themselves shredded. Now I'm going to put into the chat here, or the chat window, I've put in chat A6M is priority. I didn't even realise there was a second A6M5 until around this moment. Now we're at 17,000 feet, so the A6M3 does perform reasonably well up here, but it will never beat a King Cobra. And there you can see El Frico requesting cover. Now I don't advise doing head-ons in a King Cobra, but I only fired a brief burst and got out of the way. I hit him, he didn't hit me, fair enough. And the Zero pilot does a critical mistake here. He pulls vertical and does a loop. I, however, kept my speed on and kept climbing. You need altitude on Japanese aircraft, as well as German aircraft. German aircraft are harder to outclimb, for the most part, but even so, you need altitude in this plane. And the A6M3 pilot makes a critical mistake, and there's my first kill. And there you can see El Frico going nice cover. Well, buddy, I'd rather deal with a much higher threat than a much lower threat. And he has just now died. So I put in chat, but we had an A6M3 to deal with. And well, am I really going to drop my altitude to deal with a single A6M5 when I've got an A6M3 to deal with? No, I'm not. So just put in chat, he's the bigger threat, not an A6M5 on the deck. And now he's going to spectate, I believe, me. And El Frico, mate, if you watch this video for whatever reason, please do not take it out on me. I was simply doing what I thought was right, and I believe I am right for doing what I did. Now, the A6M5 presents a fantastical lack of situational awareness, and while Freedom Cows are about to strike, we get to around this range, drops his nose for some reason, but not that it matters, and there's my second and final kill for the match. I didn't get many amazing games in the King Cobra. I mean, I only got one ace at this thing so far, obviously I've still got to spade it, but this plane is a perfect example of how you should fly American aircraft. And the second I dealt with the A6M5 people, I stuck my nose up to get some altitude. And it is around about this moment, after I obviously check the airfield, that I'm going to activate an Avenger order. And turns out it was a Ju-87D5, and there he is. Now I'm going to skip ahead here because this is another example of where I would see pilots kill stealing. Obviously me and the LA5FN, we are ragging our planes. You can see we're doing roughly comparable speeds to get to the Ju-87. The B-25 turns in for a crack at him. Obviously we're both ragging our planes as hard as we go. We're at comparable speed. I'm going slightly faster, however. Nixon puts in chat the BF-109 pilot who sadly got shot down. I'm not certain for what by, I think it was the 0. He puts go Joseph. Thank you, buddy. But the second I saw this fire from the Ju-8 or the B-25 hitting the Ju-87, I immediately broke off. And I'll leave it right here with my last point in chat. Not going to KS. What I mean by that is not going to kill steal. Yes, we lost the B-25, but the B-25 pilot I think took 3 planes. He took a plane with him and did some base bombing. Well, he'll get the Ju-87 kill. I forgot to mention that. But he took 2 planes with him and a base. I cannot complain. But I am not desperate for a 3rd kill. Once again, 99.9% of pilots that I've seen would have taken the kill on that Ju-87. I did not. And it's just something I see far too many American pilots doing. They turn fire with Japanese aircraft. They kill steal planes such as the Ju-87 and the Bf-110. They waste their altitude. Prioritize targets by altitude, not by power. That is a quote by Mags TV. And I've always remembered that because it has helped me so many times. And in a plane like the King Cobra, you need to prioritize the targets that are higher first. Then once those are dealt with, descend from the heavens and screw them up. That is how you meant to fly a King Cobra. And that's how I want to see more pilots, well, flying American aircraft. Obviously, the video is not going to get much views, or this one isn't, but it'll help those that are flying American aircraft because I see far too many mistakes. And it costs them planes, it costs them lions, and most importantly, eventually, it will cost Gaijin players. But if they learn from their mistakes, by watching this video and obviously other various videos, it will help them and they will become better pilots, like me. Anyway, I've ranted on and raved on for a bit too much. I think we're at like 16 or 17 minutes, I'm not really certain. But I'm going to let you guys off. I hope this helps you upcoming American pilots. This also applies to British aircraft for the most part, obviously not Spitfires. But I hope this helps, and I will catch you all on the next one.